All right, so I really briefly want to touch on a tool that's an AI voiceover tool that emulates your voice, and it's really been helping me pump out a lot of Amazon influencer program videos lately. Now, a few things on this before we get into the tutorial on how to use this software called Cloner. It is something that I've been using for a ton of videos lately, especially because I'm in Q4 at the time of recording this. It is December 2nd, so not only am I getting a ton of products, in my drop shipping business that I can obviously review, which is very, very easy. And, sales are going crazy because of that. So I have literally 50 products a day to do reviews on, roughly speaking. It's all I'm doing right now. And so I don't have the time to pump out 50 voiceovers, edit them, then sync everything together. So I need to obviously figure out a workflow that's a little bit more advantageous to me, doesn't take a lot of time. And Cloner is that solution. Okay. Now, I've heard so many different people talk about the use of AI tools in their videos on the Amazon Influencer Program. And so for the longest time, I didn't recommend it. Obviously, you want this to be a long-term asset for you, so you're not trying to rush the process. And so if you're only getting a few, products a day, or you're only reviewing a few products here and there a day, 3 a day, 5 a day, a few a day or a few a week, then I would still recommend doing it in your own voice because it's going to sound better ultimately. It's going to sound more like you. You're going to be, using the different speech inflection points that humans use, and it's going to be more relatable in the voiceover. Your videos will ultimately do better. However, for those of you that are scaling and, really don't have the time for the voiceovers, I would recommend looking into a software like this, A, because it's going to save you time, but also B, because I have scoured the internet both on Amazon specifically using their terms of service, all their different, rules that they go over, all the different URLs that they have for rules in terms of service with their Amazon influencer program, have not found one thing about not being able to use AI or AI voiceovers, right? I have looked, in forums, and obviously everybody says, typically speaking, oh, you can't use AI voiceovers when you're doing Amazon influencer program because they've sent an email about it. But two things on that. There is nothing in the terms of service. There's nothing in the rules that says you can't currently do that. Now, this might change depending on when you're obviously watching this, but currently in the beginning of, roughly 2025, it's 2024 when I'm recording this, but roughly speaking in the beginning of 2025, when I'm saying this to you, that is not the case, okay? So you are allowed to use that. Plus, if they send an email to, all the Amazon influencer program people, what does that have to do with me now as a sign up now? Because I didn't get that email, right? So that cannot be the case because anybody that signs up after that doesn't get that email is not going to know. And so that would be something that they would change in their terms of service. So my whole thing is I have tried so hard to find where they say that you can't use it, and I have not been able to find that. So in my opinion, you are allowed to use it if, and this is a big if you're still making your own content where it's original, right? So the difference is, if you're going to use something that's like an AI software that's going to generate the video for you and make fake, product videos, that means that you don't actually have the product, then yes, of course you're going to lose your account. You're going to get suspended. You cannot do that. But if you're going to do it like I recommend that you do it, which is you actually get the product footage yourself, you actually have the product on hand yourself, you actually are taking it, yourself, you're creating the content yourself, and then pairing it with an AI voiceover, you are allowed to do that, in my opinion. You're still creating that content yourself. This is not a fake generated voiceover that everybody else has access to. It is your own unique voiceover that sounds exactly like you, and Cloner will mimic your voice and then obviously let you do it. I'm going to show you what it sounds like here so you can obviously see what I sound like. This is me, my human voice right now, but we're going to play, I'm going to run you through the tutorial and you can judge it for yourself. But if you're using your own product footage that you've taken and then just shortcutting the voiceover with AI, you can do that because it's still going to sound like you. It's still original. It's still your voice. Nobody has access to that voice as well besides you, and it's your product footage. So nobody took that footage together. You pair those together and you're still making original content, so you are allowed to do it, all right? So I approve this now. I've been using it a ton. But again, if you're only doing a few products, then I would recommend that you only do the human voiceovers. This is just for people that are scaling and really don't have the time, okay? So as always, we're just going to run a product through ChatGPT to get a script. This is something that I always do regardless of what voiceover I actually use. So let's do this one right here as an example. The Delta Children, as you can see, it's reviewable. So what I would do is I would take the prompt here, which is, can you write a 1 to 2 minute review for this product like you just bought it a month ago and have been really happy with it? Make sure to give some examples as to why you like it or how it's helped you in some way. Don't use the word decor in the review, and don't talk about specific measurements or numbers. Now, This is the one that I've been using frequently, recently. But this does change for me from time to time. I'm constantly honing this in to try to make it better, to have ChatGPT write me better reviews. And so this is what works for me. I have noticed that, in December and also in November specifically for me, a lot of those products that I'm getting are, holiday stuff and holiday decor. And the AI, in my experience, for bot cloner doesn't say decor well. So that's why I've added that in there. Also specific measurements. I don't want it to say, 47 by 4. Like, it doesn't sound right with specific numbers when it's going over that. But if it's just reading normal words, then it sounds great. Okay. So this is what's worked for me. Again, you're going to have to hone it in yourself, but this is going to give you a start. Mine changes, almost bi-weekly now. So I'm going to take this into ChatGPT. We're going to go to AI product reviews, paste that in there and space down. And now we're going to grab the title, space down. You can see I literally do this all the time. Okay. And then we're going to grab the description. And I would make sure that, just like always, you don't want any warranty information or anything in there specifically about the Delta Children or selling on Amazon or money back guarantees, because you don't want bot cloner or ChatGPT to use that. And then we're going to run that through and see what it comes up with. And also just to show you that I'm not just telling you to use bot cloner, I literally use this myself. It's not going to show you the subscription I have, but I already have a subscription, as you can see here. And I believe their pricing is free, $5 a month, $10 or $15 a month, and then $50 if you really want to get up there or something like that. It's not going to show me right now because, well, actually, let's go to a different website or a different browser so you can see. Let's go botcloner.com and we'll see the pricing. Maybe it'll show us here. There we go. Okay, so free. Basic is $8 a month. Pro is $25 a month. I had this up until today because we needed more, so we upgraded to $50. But this is, 1 million characters a month. You will not need this in the beginning. Realistically, you'll probably only need basic or pro. But as you're scaling, if you're something in, in Q4 or something like that, then, here's the pricing structure. But this is super cheap, and it's going to save you so much time. So in my opinion, it is beyond worth it. Now, as you can see here, my voice right here is BG. You can clone a voice by just adding in you can record something. So you can just record, anything, like read something and it'll record your voice. And then it takes, I think it's 30 minutes. I don't remember, to clone your voice, and you can hear how it sounds, approve it, or, generate a new one. You can continue to generate more voices. I'm going to show you what mine sounds like here in a second. It does a pretty solid job. And I think I only uploaded like a 2-minute video, and I'm still blown away by how good of a job it actually does sounding like me. So now we have the product review here. Let's paste this one in there. Say we prefer this response. And you can see I like the way that this is structured because it sounds like it's in first person. If you just put it into ChatGPT or Copilot or something else, a lot of times it's going to give you an overview that's like, it doesn't sound first person, like you're the reviewer. So that's why I say you've been using it for a month now. But again, you can use my prompt. Here it is again. Or you can come up with something that you like. Just play around with it. This tends to work better for me, but I'm constantly changing it. All right. And then I will obviously edit it in bot cloner slightly, but not much. We'll use my voice. We'll throw the text in there. Drag it down so we can read this. I've been using the Delta Children my size. So the only thing that you do need to kind of adjust sometimes with these ChatGPT scripts is in the beginning. So it'll say, I've been using the Delta Children. Like, nobody's going to say that in real life. So I've been using this because, remember, we're going to be showing the actual product in the video. So I've been using this I've been using this plastic toy organizer for about a month now, and it has made such a positive difference in our daily routine. My child's room used to be a whirlwind of toys, books, and art supplies scattered everywhere. This organizer has truly been a lifesaver in helping us keep everything in its place. So you could read through this, obviously edit it. This is going to take you so much shorter to do this and then generate the voiceover, as opposed to if you were editing it and then recording it yourself and then having to actually edit the voiceover as well. So I'm going to generate speech in MP3 format. It's going to process for realistically about probably 20 seconds, 30 seconds, and then I'll show you what it sounds like. Now, one other caveat that I will say is once this is done, I'm going to speed it up, because if you usually do the normal playback speed, then it goes too slow. It's too boring, it's too slow, and it sounds a little bit more AI generated, but there, it's done already. If you go to 1.25, and again, you can play around with this. Don't take my word as gospel. This is just what works for me and how I use this tool. But if I go to 1.25, it sounds great in my opinion, okay? So let me play it for you, and I'll show you what it sounds like.
I've been using this plastic toy organizer for about a month now, and it has made such a positive...
it's too slow, right? It sounds okay, does sound like me a little bit, but it's too slow, okay? But now if I speed it up a little bit, not only is it more peppy, it'll intrigue, and kind of captivate viewers to keep their attention going, but it also sounds a little bit more like me, and I tend to talk fast. So let me show it to you now.
I've been using this plastic toy organizer for about a month now, and it has made such a
I've been using this plastic toy organizer for about a month now. It sounds just like me.
positive difference in our daily routine. My child's room used to be a whirlwind of toys, books, and art supplies scattered everywhere. This organizer has truly been a lifesaver in helping us keep everything.
Game changer. Like, that's crazy. That sounds just like me. Then you download it. Now you have the voiceover and in MP3 format. You can kind of pair that with your product B-roll very quickly to make a full video. So Voc Cloner is a game changer. Hope this helps, guys. This is just what works for me. Again, make your own decision on whether you want to use a software like this. If you have a ton of videos to do and you don't have a lot of time, this might be something that can be advantageous to you. I'm not telling you have to do this. I'm not even telling you that you should. I'm just telling you what works for me because I don't have that much time. And realistically, lately, I've been doing like 50 videos a day, and I just don't have time to do those voiceovers and edit them, even with a VA that helps me, okay? But again, if you only have a few videos, then I would recommend probably sticking with human. It sounds a lot better. It's going to be more relatable, and you can obviously be 100% sure that you're not doing anything both now, but also in the future if they change that as well. So hope that helps, guys.